Oh, what the hell?
That was pretty quick, but dude, that is the dock where I launched my boat. Can you bring the actual tweet up and we'll read it? Bring the actual tweet up. It's nuts. It's Port Jeff. That's where I launched my boat. And it was a teen driver. Cigar Mode sent me that. So an inexperienced driver had a miraculous escape after accidentally driving her vehicle over the side of a dock. Her, of course. You had to know it was a her.
There was no question.
There was no question it was a her. Officials in Suffolk County, New York said. Dan Panico, town supervisor of Brookhaven in Suffolk County, posted this footage showing the vehicle lurching forward and breaking through the dock barrier. Incredibly, the vehicle lands on a floating dock below. News 12 reported that the driver was a 17-year-old. Family member said she was back home after a brief trip to the hospital following the incident. Port Jefferson Fire Department posted photos of the scene. Dude, that dock right there, like that's where I dock my boat and we go to the restaurant right up there. My daughter, we had her baptism, like her after her baptism, we had the party at that restaurant and stuff. It's crazy. These broads, they can't even stay on the road, land in the damn water. So what's going on with Nick?
Oh boy,
what happened with Nick? Nick bailed on us. Like he was supposed to come on. All right, so I think Nick ditched us for Catholic Inc, dude.
That's where the money is.
I think he ditched us for Pints with Aquinas. I don't know what's going on. So all right, so he came on with me. He came on with me the show that Brian and Tim came on, and Tim came on and like asked him a few questions, and he kind of didn't answer much back. And then Brian came on and he hung out with Brian for a few minutes. And then when Tim came back on, Nick goes, "Gentlemen, I gotta pee," and he just bailed. And then Tuesday night we didn't have a guest, so like for those who don't know. This is okay, babe.
Saw right through it.
No, this is legit. We're gonna share some stuff with you guys because Nick ditched us for Matt Frad, and I don't like it. In fairness, Frad's audience is nicer than yours.
Worse with AI generated memes, though, Taffy.
So listen. So Tuesday we didn't have a guest. Now we just assumed Nick would pop on. So Nick has his own login. Like we don't ask him to come on. He just comes on. And he freaking ditched us for Christian Wagner Tuesday. And I'm like, he didn't even text us or nothing to say, "Hey guys, I'm not going to make it." And then then he puts out this video. And my freaking brother got a set of balls on him. Let's bring on my brother's post under Nick's video. This is my brother.
Hold on, let me get this figure.
This is what my brother does. First off, I get a text from Tim Gordon. He goes, "Yo, what's this about?" "Hey, Nick, I'm Anthony's brother. Thanks for this video. I really needed to hear it. I was watching the other day when you were on Avoiding Babylon and Tim Gordon came back on and you decided to leave the conversation. And I thought that took great virtue to do. Thanks for the example you have set for other Catholic men. God bless, brother." I think what's going on is everybody around me, Nick, my brother, I think they're all saying I'm going to hell. I'm a bad influence. And that this is, and then
all I can tell them is good luck, guys. I've been trying for 3 years.
And then let's bring up Matt Frad's thing. There's another one too. Hang on. There's two of these. This is not okay. Hang on. I got to get you the other one too. Hang on.
What do you mean the other one?
Oh, there's another one. Oh, I got to get you the other one. This is just, I don't like this. I see what's going on here. These guys, they think I don't know. Show the one I just sent.
The one you just sent?
Yeah. Why is it not showing up on my end? You see it? Did it work?
Yeah, it worked.
Bring this up. Matt Frad on the Knicks video. "My brother, you are a good man and are becoming who you are, and it's beautiful for us to see, and terrible to the demons." And then Nick, "Thank you, brother. All glory to Jesus Christ." And that was the first one. Now bring the other one up. Let's bring the other one up. I want to see what Matt said. This was so beautiful. I was listening while walking around my neighborhood, almost in tears. Settle down, Matt. You cry over everything. Settle down. Get a grip.
Anthony's the emotional Italian here. What the heck?
Get a grip, Matt. You're crying listening to Nick.
Listening to Nick is not on the approved cry list, Matt.
You get 2 cries in your life. 2. One when you're watching Band of Brothers, and the other like when your daughter gets married. Those are it. It's the only time. You can't even cry when your mom passes. That's it. I'm telling you guys, this is the man rule. Just telling you.
Single tear when a parent passes.
That's parent passes, single tear. That's all you get.
Yes, Molly, it is very much cringe. You're right.
If Nick's in the chat, I want him on here. So if he's listening, he better get on here. I want to talk to this kid. So I don't know what's going on with Nick. Nick put out a video. Maybe I should have let Anthony keep me blocked.
You were blessed and you didn't even know it.
We're just kidding. First off, they interview more women. All right. First off, we're just kidding. If Nick does see this, we're teasing Nick. Call us. What is going on? You didn't even tell us you're not coming tonight.
To be fair, for like the previous 4 shows before that, you told him not to come on.
Well, that's what I mean, though. I was like, Nick, you're not going to want to be here for this one because I know, like he's obviously taken like a little bit of a different road than the riffraff that goes on this show.
The yellow brick road right to Texas governor.
Oh man, you know, while we're on the subject, I realized because Gregory pointed out, what are you guys going to drink on the show tonight? And I said, if I can wait, can the freaking women in the chat stop crying about anything funny that happens? Seriously, Molly, such a buzzkill. Everybody's like, why do you guys put drama on your channel? I don't know. You want to know what my thought process is? You guys have watched
No, I really
Nick
don't
grow with you guys have watched Nick grow as part of the channel, and then he ditched us. And I thought you guys would want to peek behind the scenes of how I react to this, but I don't get what's going on. This kid didn't even text me. He didn't even say, guys, I'm not going to make it tonight, or guys, would this be a good show for me to come on? Nothing.
To be fair, everyone else on besides the people in our audience, everyone else is going to watch that debate tonight.
What debate? Who's debating?
Oh my gosh. Corey Mahler and James White.
Oh, people are going to watch that.
Wagner's Wagner's having a watch party for it even.
Oh, if you guys are caught up in that, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. How many James White debates can you watch? Joe Fredo Abadi, 100%. This freaking kid. Is he kidding me? I'm gonna smack them when I saw him.
It's like that time he was supposed to bring us all pizza in Pennsylvania, and it turns out
he ate the pie himself.
An entire pizza on the way to the drive there.
All right, so Gregory pointed out what you guys gonna be drinking on air, and I realized if I don't actually drink Recusant, I'll forget the ad. So I ran upstairs real quick. I popped the cork on air while the girl was driving off the cliff off the dock. So Recusant Cellars, greatest company on earth as far as I'm concerned, because they're the ones that support us. So if you guys have not already, go to recusantsellers.com, use code BASED at checkout for 10% off. They have a wonderful selection of wine.
You might get glasses, you might not, we don't know.
I got a glass, and I also got like a cool Avoiding Babylon thing that came with it, and I don't know, I love that company. They are the only people brave enough to sponsor this show. So if you guys can, please support them. If you need to get a gift, a birthday gift, anniversary gift, something like that. To
be fair, if at the 6-month contract ends and they stop, they will be his least favorite company in the world.
Trash them so hard. They don't realize what they got themselves into. They have no idea, this poor company.
But until then, please go over to recusantsellers.com and use code BASED at checkout for 10% off.
This poor company, because they think if the ad sales aren't working and they get less customers, that they could just escape. They're not escaping. I'll send a horse head to their house. It's not happening. You guys are stuck with us. You should see Jason from Recusant will come up. You should see if Jason from Recusant will come on the show. That would be a good idea.
It would be fun to maybe have Jason and his son John on the show, and I don't know. Maybe they could either teach us about wine or I don't know.
I can't say who it is.
We could have a drinking contest with them on it.
I got a tweet today, a DM that said, my birth mom and I both follow you. I want to comment on your post so much, but she obsessively follows you and I just can't call her out or comment in any agreement with you. Anyway, I just thought you'd like to know I appreciate 90% of your posts and she enjoys clapping back at you 100% of the time. She visited this weekend. Don't say who it is if you know. She visited
the one you tweeted about today.
Yeah. She visited this weekend, and you, a stranger on X, were a large source of conversation. How about that? Well, my boomer Catholic mom prays for you, as do I. I'm not sure how my Trump-loving mom became such a liberal Catholic. Cheers, dude. That's amazing. So I followed her mom. I love it. And now I'm like commenting on all her posts. It's amazing. All right. So
it's top-notch content right there, everyone.
I don't know what's going on with our Nick. He was our boy. And I got to tell you, I don't know. You think I know what's going on. Matt's trying to divide and conquer. That's what he's doing. He's trying to break
that number of subs without playing dirty.
He's trying to divide and conquer, avoiding Babylon. I think that's what's happening.
Matt, call me. We'll talk.
You slime ball. You gotta be kidding me. Stop crying, Matt. Get a grip. We don't like it. All right. Let's I saw a couple of things we could talk about today.
Oh, are the cherries live now?
Ooh.
I was gonna say, so even if you're not into wine, it's a fruit farm too. They have fresh fruit, and apparently you can order cherries now.
I'm gonna have to do that. Oh no, did I forget my Zen upstairs? Oh no, the whole show's ruined.
It's a Zentastrophe.
Oh my goodness, the whole show is ruined. Did that really happen? There's no way. Did I? Oh my god, I did. Oh, I just took the lowest name of me. Okay.
Wow, over Zen no less.
I know. I'm gonna have to text my kids or something. I don't know.
You have Zinned against God.
Okay, so I just saw a clip of the media asking Marco Rubio a question about Pope Leo. You want to play that?
Not really, but okay.
Yeah, let's go with that. So Marco Rubio was at a press conference and the media jumped on him and asked him about Pope Leo. Let's see what we think about this. We'll go with that.
Okay, I don't think you've sent it to me.
No, it's in the DM, isn't it?
No, not that I see. But you once again, you sent me 15 things today.
Oh my goodness. Did I really not send it?
You're the worst.
Oh man.
We have like four clips of Francis not interacting well with people. We have.
Why don't you
oh man, the Indian Titanic video would have been funny to play too.
Okay, but I have to run and get my iPad in order to send you this video. That's the problem. And I could totally grab my Zen when I'm going to do that.
Okay, well, you do that. I'm going to play the Indian Titanic video.
Okay, wait. We got to time this right. Let me just, because I got to get my iPad to send it to you. Okay, how long is that video?
50 seconds.
50 seconds. I can do it.
Okay, go.
Every night in my dreams, I see you, I feel you. That is how I know you. Gone far across the distance and spaces between us. You have come to show you gone near and far, wherever you are. I believe that the heart doesn't.
I don't know why I find that so funny.
No, I did see that one. I did see that one today. That's actually hilarious. Okay, so I got my Zen and I got the Marco Rubio video.
Brian says, okay. I certainly hope no one comes to this show to learn anything.
So the thing is, there's a couple of things about this show. One is we'll never be invited to like anything.
Chase, you're not supposed to watch this. No one in my family's supposed to watch this. Turn it
Oh,
off.
that's a family member?
That's my cousin Chase, yeah.
Oh boy. What a show for him to check out. So the thing about this show is we're never going to be invited to like the professional Catholic thing.
Oh, gee, I wonder why.
But I think all of those guys watch us. And I think they watch us and say, I wish I could do what those guys do because we're having fun. We actually enjoy ourselves. And we're not giving you the reason for Sola Scriptura for the 400, the reason why Sola Scriptura is never going to work or whatever the hell these guys do for the 400th time. So I think they all kind of look at us with a slight bit of envy, wishing they could do what we do. But okay, we got the Rubio clip.
Oh, that's why you went upstairs, isn't it?
Yes, I ran upstairs to get the Rubio clip. Okay, we'll do the Rubio clip. Then we got a bunch of other stuff too.
Announced today that you're headed to Rome for the Pope's inaugural Mass. Pope Leo, in different parts of his life, has spoken passionately about the plight of migrants. How do you reconcile what the Vatican has said on compassion for migrants with the Trump administration's policies?
Well, first of all, the Pope is not a political figure. I know he's covered like one, but they're not. They're the
used to be.
They're the earthly head of the Roman Catholic Church. And the church has strong social doctrine teachings, and I think there is not incompatibility. We too are compassionate towards migrants. I would argue there's nothing compassionate about mass migration. There's nothing compassionate about open borders that allows people to be trafficked here. There's nothing compassionate about either to the American people about flooding our country with individuals that are criminals and prey on our communities. There's nothing compassionate about any of that. But I would caution all of you and everyone, I understand there's this temptation to cover the papacy as a political office. It is not a political office. It is a spiritual office. And it is one that it has a social teachings that are aligned with the faith and with the gospel. And but I don't believe those are incompatible with a national policy that tries to prevent mass migration, which is not compassionate to people that are being trafficked into our country, and is also not compassionate to people in the country who suffer gravely.
How much time is
when
it?
1 million people come here
30
illegally,
seconds.
if 1,000 of them are
Think we'll get
dangerous
banned from
criminals,
this?
those are a
Banned
lot
too
of
long?
victims, and that's not
don't
fair
know.
either, and that's not compassionate. So, by the way, I mean, and I don't mean this to be snarky, but the Vatican has rules about who can come in and who can overstay. So every place has that. It's what you do to protect your sovereignty. We are the most compassionate nation in the world. Every single year,
You could
1
cut it
million
there.
people legally.
What I find interesting about this is that, sure, Cardinal Prevost may have said a bunch of stuff about immigration, and he hasn't really even said much. Like, he retweeted stuff.
Right.
He didn't actually say anything. The only thing he did say that we saw when he was a cardinal, he said was pretty reasonable. Like he actually said something pretty reasonable about immigration, and it was, look,
He acknowledged that it was a problem, but yeah, we do still have to
treat people with compassion and
Yeah.
empathy. And I think that's a very Christian position. So I find it interesting that the media is already trying to pit the Trump administration against Pope Leo when Pope Leo has not said a word about any of these things yet. It's pretty interesting. Even I saw another interview with the Pope's brother John, and he thinks Leo will be another Francis, but I don't think even he knows. Like, I don't think any of us know what Pope Leo is going to be. And I think also world events could shape who he is also.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's what famously happened with not Leo the 13th.
Pius IX.
Pius the Ninth. He was a liberal, was elected to be a liberal, and then the revolutions of 1848 happened all across Europe, and like it radicalized him in like a traditional sort of way, and yeah. So yeah, you're right. Who knows what could affect Leo, or maybe what has affected Leo since those tweets, or maybe who knows how the grace of the office is working in him.
Yeah. So look, okay. So I also have a clip from Father Isaac that will probably play over on Locals tonight, because while it's an interesting situation, because like I'm caught up in the love for the new Pope too. Like it's just is a very good feeling with the new Pope where you just, I mean, we talked about it already, he's not Francis, and it's like you really do feel a relief under this Pope. I don't think it's that. I said that to Rob this morning. I was like, I don't know, but I don't think that's what he's doing. I think he just recognizes that the issue was not ever really Francis. Like it seemed like Francis was the issue to most of us, but really these issues are much bigger than that.
Yeah.
And
the issues existed before Francis.
Way before Francis. And but that doesn't mean we don't have to show charity to the Pope, especially this new Pope who's coming in. Like we're talking about big issues here. So, I mean, I even sent Rob, I sent you the Father Murray clip. You have that, right?
Yep.
Let's play the Father Murray clip because look, the things he's about to say are big issues. And this is what we would hope to see addressed. And they're even bigger than what Father Murray is talking about. So like, originally, I was like, a Benedict XVII will not solve this crisis. Oh, 100%, Molly. Yes. No. And like I said, like just the feeling of not having your father hate you is Francis, such a beautiful feeling.
Like those issues existed before, but Francis made it where we couldn't coexist with those issues. You know what I mean? Like with JP2 and Benedict, yeah, those issues were there and they're still going to be there, but traditionalists could still coexist with them, and I have a feeling we'll be able to coexist with Leo, no matter what he is. I think we'll be able to coexist with him. With Francis, that was not really a possibility.
So I'm seeing the providence of God in the Francis papacy more and more, especially under Leo. The thing is, if we had another continuation of Benedict after Benedict, like if we would have gotten whatever, another post-conciliar pope, kind of like Leo now, I never would have even been open to hearing about any of the traditional objections.
Yeah,
I was a hermeneutic of continuity, new springtime, new evangelization, lighthouse Catholic media guy. I would have argued with a Sedevacantis and an SSPX guy to the death. That's who I was as a Catholic before Francis. And then when Francis came in, I had no choice but to look at things differently and say, wait a minute. Francis is not the source of the problem. He's actually a byproduct of the real problem. And the real problem is that our entire Catholic praxis was changed in the 1960s. So look, we have May 18th is the inaugural mass of Pope Leo XIV. It's the inaugural mass. That used to be a coronation.
Yep.
The coronation of the king, because we have a monarch, right? So Pope Paul VI lays down the papal tiara. He was the last pope who was coronated. He was the last pope who had a coronation. He lays down the papal tiara, and John Paul I goes in, and there's no coronation, and he gets an inaugural mass. Same thing with JP2, same thing with Benedict XVI. I keep saying 17th now because I have played that out in my head so many times. So the whole idea, the symbolism of the papal tiara is that the Pope is the representative of the King of Kings. Kings throughout the Middle Ages would go and kiss the slippers. Like that's a joke and a meme that we do now, kiss the papal slippers, but that literally happened throughout the Middle Ages. Kings would go kneel before the Pope and kiss his slippers out of reverence for the successor of Peter.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a real freaking thing that happened, and it was about Christ being King of Kings, and even the kings of the earth were subject to him. Paul VI takes off the papal tiara, and all of these secular governments no longer hold Christ as king. Like all of this goes to the feast of Christ the King. This is not just some, oh, we got a pope who's not hostile towards trads. This is a very big issue. And so what Father Isaac was talking about in his podcast is just a realization that the problem is so deep that you have Cardinal Supich and Father James Martin all applauding Pope Leo because he's the Pope of Peace. And you also have the Cardinal Burkes and the Cardinal Sarahs and us also saying he's the Pope of Peace. But I'm not sure there can be peace between these camps in reality, because if Pope Leo actually wants to address the real issues at hand, there's not going to be peace. He's either going to address them or he's going to ignore them. So if he ignores them, that might be, we might, because we're traditional Catholics or faithful Catholics, we'll never leave. Like, the church is our home, and where else can we go? So we may keep our mouths shut and be obedient and wait for the Pope of Restoration. But if Leo is not the Pope of Restoration, you're just talking about masking these problems that are under the surface, which is what was the case throughout JP2 and Benedict XVI. And then Pope Francis came, and you saw these problems come to the surface. You saw how diabolical these men were, that when Benedict was around, they paid lip service to the things that you thought Catholics were supposed to care about, pro-life and all these different easy, low-hanging fruit issues. But under the surface, they were all revolutionaries. And when Francis came in and gave them the green light, their masks dropped for most of them. So I do think Pope Leo is going to want to bring peace. I really genuinely believe he wants to bring peace. I just don't know how that's going to work in action, because he'd either, if he goes to overturn some of the things Francis did, it's going to send the left into a tizzy and they're going to lose their minds. And if he doesn't address any of it, it's going to send us into a frenzy. There's just no way around that.
I mean, no, there can't be peace between, say, us and the left Caths.
No,
there just can't.
There can be peace between trads and conservatives.
Right. I don't think Leo can, Leo's not going to be able to bring peace between faithful Catholics and left Catholics. It's not going to work. But
they're a different religion than us.
Hopefully he can bring peace between us and, faithful, Novus Ordo normie Catholics, because that's what was really hard over the last 12 years.
Yeah.
And really got even more difficult over the last 4 or 5 years, was the division that Francis was driving between traditionalists and, faithful conservative Catholics.
What I think what Francis, okay, so why don't we play the Francis kissing the ring thing versus the Leo kissing the ring thing? Did I send the Leo one though? I'm not sure I did.
No, you didn't. You just sent.
So I'll find it though, because I did tweet it. So I will find it. Hang on. I will find it. Hold on. Okay, I'll send this to your. Well, let's play the Francis one first.
Which one? There's multiple.
The Francis, the ring kiss. The one that got 10 million views on my Twitter. We'll play that one, and then we'll play the other one too. We'll play the one with the cardinal. So, I mean, I'm sure if you guys follow me on Twitter, you definitely saw this tweet, right? And I just wrote, "Man, what a mood change." Because this was Francis. Can you play it?
Yeah.
I kind of see this a little differently now than I did when it first came out.
What did you think when it first came out?
So when it first came out, I was like, how dare he? Like, I was so angry about it. And something about it seemed silly to me this time. Like watching it now that Leo's there and there's no, like, I don't have the same animosity towards Francis anymore. It's like I see the smile on his face and I think he's being goofy. Like, I don't know, man. There's something I know. Because at the time when I first saw it, I was like, it felt like a degradation of the chair of Peter. But the thing that changes my mind is the other one with the cardinal. So play the one with the cardinal. He's not afraid of the germs. That has nothing to do with that. Stop saying that. Everybody keeps saying that. It's not about germs.
It actually might be if he.
You don't get to.
We're finding out more and more that he was mentally unstable, right?
Yeah.
There could be some sort of phobia there.
Don't white pill on Francis. I'm not white pilling on Francis. Don't worry. He didn't want cooties.
Well, you're right. It's definitely not germs because that dude just
he's
his cheeks.
Yeah, that's not germs.
Stupid
Come on,
Italians.
don't tell me. He doesn't want his cheek being kissed, but he's worried about his hand. Now watch the black cardinal.
I was gonna say
He's like skeeved out.
The cheeks and the versus the ring wasn't the only difference there.
He's skeeved out by the black cardinal kissing his ring. So it's just there was something. It wasn't a. It was very clear. It was like well known that Francis didn't like having his ring kissed, and it was about him thinking it was an act of humility to not be that kind of pope. Now, whether it was false humility or not, that's what he saw that's how he saw it in his head. But in reality, the Pope allowing his ring to be kissed is really about, oh wait, I sent the same stupid thing to you, didn't I? Did I?
What thing?
I sent the same. Yeah. I didn't send you the right tweet. Hang on.
Yeah, you sent just the big.
Yeah. I did. I will find the other one. So, like, when you compare that to, all I gotta do is type hopium because I used hopium. Hang on. Okay, I got it. So when you compare that to this, which is the Eastern Catholic bishops coming to meet Francis, right? So that's kind of what the show title was about, because what Francis did with the Eastern Catholics should give us all hope for liturgy at minimum.
Yeah.
At minimum for the liturgy. Like, we should see this as a clear sign that he's looking to have a different approach than Francis did on the liturgy. But so we just watched Francis recoil at his ring being kissed. But when you see him when you see Pope Leo with the Eastern bishops, I'm sorry guys, I'm drinking wine and I'm hiccuping. It's awful to listen to.
Apparently you said Francis instead of Leo.
Guys, half a glass of wine in. Forgive me. I said Louis the other day when we were talking about Leo. I keep saying Louis the 14th instead of Leo the 14th. So if I do make that mistake, I do know the Pope's name is Leo. It's just Jim. I'm not drunk at all. So there's something, he does it with two of them. You don't have to play that thing. He does it with two of them. He allows two of them to kiss his ring. And there's something about what Leo has done just in the first week of restoring the dignity to the chair of Peter. Right. And that to me is an act of humility.
Yeah.
Like that to me, because it's not about you, Robert. It's about you, Leo. And there's something that it does take an act of humility for people to come and kiss your ring. Like, you kind of feel awkward, but it's not about you. It's about that you're a successor of St. Peter. So, but I do think that Francis saw it as an act of humility to not let people kiss his ring. And he didn't see it properly in that you are no longer Jorge Bergoglio. You are now Pope Francis.
I don't know if he saw it that way.
Well, speak your mind. This is what we're here for.
I
This
think
is the joy of avoiding Babylon, Rob. You get to say what you think.
I think that there's a good possibility, at the very least, that he saw it as a way of putting himself above the office and tearing down the church.
You do think he had that in mind?
Yes, 100%.
I do too. It's hard to not think that. It's hard to not think that.
I'm
Like,
being
it's hard
cheered
to
on by
not,
Dolan. I'm
Rob,
being told to be charitable by Lofton.
like a Lipton. Be charitable and majesty. I want Cardinal Dolan on our show. I really do. Yeah, no, look, there's something about this, like, right? So it's hard to not have the hopium when you see Pope Leo XIV doing these things. Rob speaks at least 3 octaves lower than Anthony. I will say this. There's something never mind. I won't say it.
No, say it. We're here to speak our mind. That's the joys of avoiding Babylon.
I'm so gay. No, there's something about these shows when it's just me and you that I do enjoy, where it's just, I don't know. I do enjoy the banter between the two of us.
The wine drink is raw plus.
Wait,
25.
no, wait.
Oh,
stop this whole conversation.
Wait, no, stop. And plus 10 to concealability.
Listen to me.
Adrian
Everybody
will get it.
stop the conversation. I know this show is all over the place. Rob.
No.
Bring up.
No.
Bring up.
No.
Bringing it up. Wait, I'll do it. You don't have to do it. I'll do it. Just please bring up John 8:44 in Hawaiian Pigeon translation of scripture.
Do I have to?
No, because we've discussed this Bible verse so many times. I read this to my wife last night, and I never saw her laugh so hard. Her ribs were hurting from it.
Bro, do you know they even renamed the books?
What do you mean?
Here, hold on. Watch this.
Oh my goodness! Out of Egypt.
Priestess, census.
So listen.
Rules second time. Local leaders.
This is Hawaiian Pigeon translation of scripture.
Smart guys.
You gotta love the Hawaiians.
It's really too bad they didn't put
No,
gangs.
listen. We was gangs. Wait, I lost it. We was gangs.
Love song, sad song.
So listen.
Jesus, guys.
I can't stop. Stop bringing these up. Yo,
Hold on.
up.
I gotta go to the end.
No.
What is the end called? I bet it's
What is the apocalypse?
Hold on. It won't
Wait,
go
what
that
is the
far.
apocalypse? Why
Hold
want to
on.
go to the apocalypse?
I don't.
It won't bring you to the apocalypse.
Jesus show.
Jesus
Jesus
show.
show.
No, come on. Wait, no, that can't be real.
It is. Hold on. Well,
Wait.
what verse has the
I wanna-
666 in it? Revelation is at 18.
I don't know. No, go to John 8:44.
Luckily, John is still just called John.
Go to John 8:44. Because we've discussed this on.
Okay. I will read it. I'll read it.
I'm gonna do it first. I think I do a good pigeon. I think I do a good Hawaiian pigeon.
Yeah, you think you do everything well, Ant.
I got this one down because I practiced it a couple times last night. You guys come from your father, the devil. You guys like do the kind stuff he like do.
Okay, you're better than me.
From the start, he went like kill the people. He not like that truth. Cause no more nothing true inside him. He every time bully. Cause that's what he like to do. He the first guy ever when bully. I messed it up. He the first guy ever when bully. Cause that's how he stay. Dude, come on, you gotta try it. You gotta do it.
I tell you guys the truth, but you guys no trust me. You guys can no show prove that I went do bad kind stuff, That's why if I tell the truth, how come you guys no trust me? Okay, this has to be some sort of. Is this blasphemy?
No, wait. Matt Pratt is crying right now. I was
Is there-
talking to
Wait.
I was talking-
Wait, is there an Australian Bible?
No. Oh no, I could do it. I think I could do it. I think I could do an Australian accent.
Hold on, let me. No Australian. Darn.
Wait, I was talking to Bobby earlier, and I'm like, I don't know. Can I make the Matt Frack crying joke? I think he'll take it lightheartedly. Like, Matt, settle down. You cry about everything. Relax, right? And I'm like,
Should we
like
do the
every
sort
time-
of the Hail
every
Mary
ti-
and pigeon?
every time somebody mentions Jesus, you're weeping. Relax, get a grip. Relax. I had Bobby peeing in his pants on the phone earlier.
You know, he might want to check his water supply. Make sure that. Never mind.
Stop. Dude, the Hawaiian Pigeon Bible is the greatest thing ever. I'm only reading, that's the only valid translation of scripture as far as I'm concerned. You can't get to heaven.
Oh,
unless you
hold
read
on,
the
hold
Hawaiian
on.
Pigeon Bible.
Do you want to hear what the Hail Mary would be like?
Oh no. I almost don't want to read
The
it.
angel guy come by her and tell, Aloha, the one in charge go and do something special for you.
Wait, go through all the ones that in that tweet somebody sent me. Let's do all of them.
I don't have your tweets.
No, I sent the tweet to the DM. There's like 4 different things he sent.
Okay, give me a second.
There's 4 different Bible things. Guys, you are getting something that no other show is going to bring you. We're bringing you Hawaiian Pigeon scripture readings tonight, okay? If you don't like our show, I don't know what to tell you. If you guys aren't going to become locals members after this, I don't know. You guys want to go? You guys want to go watch?
You
Caleb
know
Martin
what we
Pop
should
Up?
do first, local. Here, I have an idea for super chats.
What? Oh,
If you
2
want a
glasses of
certain verse
wine.
read
I
in
have
Hawaiian
work in the
Pigeon,
morning.
you can choose either Anthony and I to read it. You can choose the verse, but it's got to be via super chat.
Okay. Well, I do want to read. Oh my gosh, this is the one with Pilate.
Yeah,
I want to read the one
I
with
just
Pilate.
got it. Hold on.
This is, you guys are gonna die when you hear this.
Hold
This
on.
is
hold
amazing.
on.
Best Jesus show out there, hands down.
Wait, which one?
No, I want. Yeah. Wait, no, I want. The first time I'm hearing about Hawaiian Pigeon. So Hawaiian Pigeon scriptura. Dude, I freaking love this show. I love hanging with you guys. This is fun. Okay. This is the one I want is, but the main priest guys and
Yeah,
the older
I have it right here.
leaders, when pressure the people for say this, kill Jesus already. We like Barabbas. Governor Pilate, when asked one more time, get 2 guys over here. Which one you like me let go? They say Barabbas. So Pilate asked them, then what I gonna do with Jesus, the Christ guy that they say God wouldn't send?
Hold on, Ant. I think you and I need to contact Mel Gibson and let him know if they need voiceovers to do the resurrection in Hawaiian Pigeon. We're there.
They say Barabbas. So Pilate asked him, then what I gonna do with Jesus, the Christ guy that they say God went send? They all say, kill him on top of one cross. But Pilate say, how come? What kind of bad thing he went do? But they yell more loud, kill him on top of one cross. Then Pilate, no, he can no make them change their minds. Because the people was busting up the place already. You gotta be kidding me.
Okay, we need to be done.
So he take the water and wash his hands from the people. He said, you guys no can blame me for whatever you guys want to do to this guy. That's you guys' problem. And all
Hold
the
on,
people
wait.
say, yeah, us guys and our kids going, oh my gosh. All the people say, yeah.
Hold on, Joey's in the chat.
Yeah, you know I love you. I just like the
That's fair.
I texted Joey. I go, I will kill you.
Dude,
Hello, how mate?
people are-
Apocalypse 1756. Wait, no, I have to read the blood curse. This is I had the blood curse. Hold on. And the people say, yeah, us guys and our kids gonna be the ones that take the blame to make a monkey. What is that word?
Mackie?
To make a monkey.
I don't know. All I know is
That's
that anytime anyone claims
let his
blood,
blood be upon us and on our people.
I was gonna say, anytime anyone claims blood libel on Twitter from now on, I'm replying with that verse in pigeon.
Dude, this is the greatest. I'm only reading the Bible in pigeon, Hawaiian pigeon. This
Okay.
is so nuts.
Well, well,
he paid for it. You got to bring it up.
Yeah, well, we got a couple of them. Hold on.
Okay.
We got 3 of them so far.
Oh my gosh.
We'll start with Ezekiel 25:17.
Ezekiel 25:17.
Yeah, JD
Wait,
JD Trance. Who do you want to read it? Me or Ann?
You want to know what's amazing about this? This was not actually part of the plan tonight. Like,
Not at all.
this is so off the cuff. Wow, Anthony, new channel, new place.
Okay, Ann. Here, we'll have you do. You do this
Okay.
one.
All right, wait, where am I starting? Ezekiel 25.
I go and pay.
Okay, I gonna pay them back real good and punish them. Wait, I lost it. Because I say, hoo with them. Then when I punish them, they gonna know that was me, the one in charge, do all that. What the? This is
Okay.
they can't really talk like this.
Todd wants us to stay in Ezekiel, so we'll do that. Give me a
Dude,
second.
this is so crazy. Like, they actually talk like this.
Yeah, not too many of them anymore, probably.
I saw a clip of somebody who said,
Here.
like, there are some segments who are like way more like you. So the internet kind of kills dialect because people
Yeah.
are watching internet videos. So it kills dialect. Like, Rob barely speaks like a Canadian anymore. over there, she stay hot up for Egypt, guys. The private parts, they built
Todd!
like the donkey. No way. You gotta be kidding.
No,
me.
Todd.
I gotta start over. Hold on.
No.
Over
hold
there,
on.
she
Hold
stay
on.
hot.
Hold on.
All
For
right.
anyone with families listening,
Yeah.
earmuffs.
Not
earmuffs.
safe for kids. Holy cow.
Really,
Ezekiel and Hawaiian Pigeon is not safe for kids. Over there, she stay hot up for her Egypt guys. They private parts, they big just like the donkeys, and the sperm they shoot you like from the horses. No way. That can't. What is the New American Standard version of that?
I don't even want to know.
I need to see. Well, maybe go to like we
Hold
need to
on.
see the Dewey Rames on that or something.
Let's read the ones that they want us to read here.
Okay. This show. How did we get the Hawaiian Pigeon?
That's how we
reading?
got it. Okay, 5 to 6.
Oh my gosh. I can't. I'm dying. All right. What is that word?
The Wahine.
The Wahine get one sign on top. Her forehead with her name that nobody know before. Babylon, the big town. The mother for all the Hoas. The mother for all the people all over the world that do real bad kind stuff.
Hold
And I
on,
see-
Aunt. We need a T-shirt with that on the back.
Yo, that would be
Babylon, the
amazing.
big town.
Babylon, the big town. The mother for all the Hoas. The mother for all the Hoas. All over the world that do real bad kind stuff. And I see just like one dream that the Wahine feel high because she went kill plenty people that stay special for God and drink their blood. That's all the ones that when they bleed and monkey because they tell about Jesus. All right, I can't do this anymore. I'm sorry.
Hold on. We got another $20 one that requested you read it.
Oh my god.
this one here. So give me a second. Judges.
You guys are so out of your minds.
Do you-
No,
hold
I
on.
want to hear Rob read one. Go on, Rob. You gotta read
I'll
one.
read the Elijah 2 after that.
All right.
Hold on.
I like hearing you go. The pigeon right. We gotta start.
Which book do you think is Judges?
I don't
Judges
know.
comes before. It must be Local Leaders.
Localitas. Dude, this is the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Okay, here you go. This
So
is
wait.
for you.
Where am I going? 22?
Yes.
The handle go inside with the blade too. Ehud no pull out the sword from Eglon belly. Then Ehud go out on top the lanai. When he go out to the lanai, he shut the doors for the men upstairs from behind
And
him and
locked
lock them.
Okay.
wanna
Guys,
hear
please
Rob.
guys, please stop sending them.
Yeah, stop sending them. We got it because we do have to get down this stuff. Come on, this
Yeah.
is funny, but you can't beat a dead horse. Dude, this is so crazy.
So
All right, you do one, and then we'll go to the next topic.
I have a
People
confession.
probably-
I'm on a good day. I have a hard time figuring out where books of the Bible are. Where's Elijah?
But I'm trying to figure out which one of these would be Elijah.
That's what I'm trying. I know. Teacher. Is it teacher?
I mean, I could look. Hang on. I mean, I don't know the Old Testament that well, where it's like Elijah would be.
There's no book of Elijah, right?
So then, what do you?
Okay, so Patrick, you
Isaiah, Jeremiah.
said Ezekiel 2:23, but then you said oops, Elijah. Did you really mean Ezekiel 2:23? Okay, never mind. We'll come back to it if we figure that out. Let's go to 1 Corinthians here.
God says this is where Nick is needed. Typical cradles. They don't know their Bible. Elijah is in Kings. Yeah, Kings. It's not
7:4. Okay,
let's see.
we're doing first Corinthians 7:4. The wife no only on what?
Wait, where is it?
The
Where
wife
is
no
it?
only own her body, but the husband own him too. Same thing. The husband no only own his body, but the wife own him too.
This is I could do this for 2
I
hours.
can't
Dude. This
believe
is
you guys
too
paid for
funny.
this. Hold on. So Cardinal Dolan himself wants Smart Guys 1,
Smart guys won.
1 through 4. Bobby. Inside this book, get the important kine stuff for make us
No,
guys think.
no, you got that
The
wrong.
Kina- okay.
Inside these book, get the important kind stuff. You gotta do kind
For-
stuff.
For make us guys think. The kind Solomon like tell us. Him King David boy, the king for the Israel people. This book has for give you the smarts for the do right thing every time. And for live the way you're supposed to live, and for help you understand for real kine. The kind
it's-
stuff you is it
Yeah.
just kind? For
It's
real
kind.
kind.
That's all. It's
The kind
the
stuff
kind
you
of.
got to know. This book gonna help you understand what's right. So then you're gonna do the right thing every time, and know how figure out what's good and what's bad, and make some kind to everybody.
Holy
This
cow,
book for
this
the
is-
people that don't know nothing and easy for bull like them.
Dude, what a fun bit. What a fun bit that was.
I think okay, Patrick, if you can figure out what you want us to read, we'll read that. But otherwise, Bobby's the last.
Yeah. Yeah, come on. This bit's gotta end. We can't keep doing
Song
it.
of Solomon must be love song, right?
Yeah, yeah, I would think so.
It's not
Yeah.
sad
song.
song.
No,
It's
oh,
love
love song.
song.
Yeah, Song of Solomon's love song.
Yeah, this is for you.
Oh, let's hear it.
No,
one, 5?
Bobby, I knew it.
I hate you, Bobby. Your two breasts is looking. You gotta be kidding me. Your two breasts look nice. Just like two baby deers. Just like the twin baby deers that go through
Twin
the
baby
lilies.
deers.
Twin baby deers that go through the lilies for eat. Dude, this is too much. All right, guys, this bit is over. No, this bit is over. This
Unless
bit,
Patrick can figure out exactly what he wants us to read. Oh,
This
okay.
bit.
Second Kings 2:20.
Father James Martin is asking us why we're gay.
Okay,
Oh,
I'll read this
is
one for you,
fun.
Patrick. 23 to 24.
Oh man. What do you do you think Nick would have had fun with this? Or do you think
I don't know.
like,
I think
like,
he would just been sat
think-
there shaking his
you
head.
think interior prayer Nick wouldn't have been okay with it?
I don't think he wouldn't have read them. I know
You
that.
don't think so?
No.
Why? It's a Bible translation. What do you mean?
From there,
Was this-
Elisha go up Bethel town. When he stay walk, some young guys come out of their town and make fun of him. They tell, "No, come over here, you bullo head." He turn around and look at them, and he tell the one in charge, "Put kahuna on top them, because he the one in charge guy." Then two bears come out from the forest and attack the young guys and hurt 42 of them. Then Elisha go on from the Mount Carmel side, and from over there he go back Samaria town.
Dude, you want to know what's crazy? We just went from talking about like very serious issues in the church and like the crisis is very big, guys, to this.
Yeah,
Like,
someone was literally
that's actually what we went from like talking about like how the crisis is so big and like we don't know if Leo's gonna let's just read Hawaiian Pigeon.
someone was
translation.
even like was like criticizing us, saying like avoiding Babylon, just another church politics show. It's like,
That's literally the last thing we are.
I hope that person stuck around for this.
Dude, how do we even title this bit for like the clip later? Because this is one of the funniest bits we've done in a while. As a woman, I feel like I shouldn't be here.
I came here. I came here for Byzantine talk and got this Hawaiian shirt and Hawaiian Bible instead.
Free soul status. Wait, we gotta talk, Bree.
You know what,
We gotta talk
Brandon.
about something.
Brendan?
Nah,
Actually, this was
Bree's here.
very ecumenical. No one has reached out to the Hawaiians like we just did, except Saint Damien of Molokai.
I want to give Bree a
suppose.
talking to
Oh,
because I like Bree. I like her a lot, but she saw one of my tweets going viral and she took the video. Don't think I don't know what you're doing, Bree. You saw one of my tweets starting to kick off. That I'll
you
just
take
tell you right
people's
now.
videos all the time.
No. Oh, maybe.
Yes.
Do I? Yeah, but I credit them when I do it. It's a little different. I just want a little credit. Just throw my name up there. That's all. And then I'll retweet it for you. No, you're all right, Bree. I'm just teasing you. My teens were cracking
Do
up.
we have
Got them
Denzinger and
listening.
Pigeon? Hold on. If there's anyone from Hawaii in this chat, I will pay you not a small sum of money to translate Nick's manuals into Pigeon so I can send it to him for his birthday.
My teens are cracking up. Got them listening. Yeah, listen. If you guys have young kids that you're trying to get to like
Straight to the hell.
straight to the hell. If you
Hawaiian
guys-
Pigeon is the unique expression of the Latin rite.
We definitely need to retitle this show. Like for sure need to retitle this show.
I did mark when we started the Pigeon, so that will be its own clip.
Look, I think that
That was the best $20 I ever spent. He says.
you know what? Everybody talks about like the church, and I just wanted to have some fun tonight. I'm a glass and a half of wine in, and I'm ready to read some Hawaiian Pigeon scripture. That's all.
Oh, we might be in trouble with the new Pope already. That did not take long.
I want to get Dolan on. I think he'd be a fun time. I think he would be a fun time. I think because I wouldn't get into anything controversial with him. I would just
Got to get the requisite wine.
wait. If Requisite sends me a Hawaiian Pigeon script, I will read it.
Hold on. You know how I wrote that one script, or I had Grok write that one script?
Can you have
should
it
remember
write
that? I'm gonna ask it if it remembers that script and to rewrite it in a Hawaiian Pigeon.
If it remembers it in Hawaiian Pigeon, I will read the next Requisite ad in Hawaii. Dude, that will be the best promo for Requisite ever. Look, the thing is, it's very important to remember, like, we have to be joyful as Catholics. So,
my gosh, it did it.
Okay, bring it up. Let's.
But do you want me to bring it up, or you just want me to read it?
Yeah, whatever. I'd rather you read it. I don't want to read it. I don't like talking in that stupid accent.
Hey, brah, you know Requisite Cellars? They're the kind winery from Washington State making Ono wines and fruits. All Catholic and pro-life, yeah? They stay in sponsoring our show. So big mahalo to them. Grab one bottle of Pinot Noir or some fresh apples and use the code BASE for 10% off, eh? Support the mission. Sip some aloha. And check them out at requisitecellars.com. Oh, let's make merry island style.
I'm going to say this about Dolan real quick, because Dolan's got a big heart, man. Like, I know, like, everybody takes issue with, like, those couple of things, but it's the same thing with, what's his name? Bishop,
Barron?
Yeah, Barron. Like, yeah, Barron's got his wacky Balthazar stuff, but Barron's a good guy. He's not a bad guy. Like, he believes the faith. Like, I know Dolan loves Our Lady and loves Jesus. Like, I just, what did I sign up for?
This has to be the funniest way to go.
I don't know. You know what it is? Because I'm half Irish. Don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody I'm half Irish, but I am half Irish, or like a quarter Irish or something. I don't know, whatever the hell I am. I think I'm a quarter. My mom's mom is 100% Irish. My mom's dad is 100% Italian. My dad's dad is 100% Italian. My dad's mom is German and something else. I don't know. So I'm like, I think I'm a quarter Irish, a quarter German, and 50% Italian. Yeah. Yeah, I'm a fake guinea. I'm actually like a mutt. Like, I'm just a mutt. The Italians stuck around. Yeah, you guys all have been lied to. I'm a mutt. So, like, I have Italian guys I work with, and they're like, you know, Italian. You American boy. Yeah, there you go. The Italian guys I work with, they're like, yeah, American boy. You know Italian. You American boy. I am.
Why do the Italians you work with sound Arabic?
All right, I'm not even good at an Italian American accent. I don't know what to tell you. I do Hawaiian Pigeon. Awesome. That's all I know.
Send them back too. Almost spit out his wine right into his new mic.
Should we stay on YouTube or should we go to the other side?
Is there anything we could talk about on the other side that's worse than what we just did publicly on YouTube?
Supporters, you tell us. If you local supporters want us on the other side, we'll go to the other side. I don't care. I want to give my local supporters what they want.
Bro, I don't think you know what this show is.
Are you kidding me? Stop it. What we're doing, what I was trying to say is, you have to remember, as Catholics, like, you have to laugh and be joyful. And if that's not what this show, like, that's kind of what Rob and I try to bring to this arena.
It got a little off track maybe for a while, but I feel like it's coming back.
Like, I want everybody to, when they watch our show, like, our show is a comedy show for the most part. It's like Catholic content, but jokes mixed in. And I want everybody to laugh when they watch our show. I don't want dread and doom, unless I'm talking about the end of the world. And then I want you guys all to think you're going to hell in 2 seconds. Like, that's just how it is.
Like, there are some shows where we'll have a guest on where you will learn stuff about the Catholic faith, for sure. But most of what we do, it's just having fun with other Catholics. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Because a lot of us don't have other Catholics in our lives, in our daily lives, to talk to and have just good, fun conversations with. So that's what this is.
I'll say this, man. The past couple of shows, like I've really looked forward to. Like
Mhm.
there's some days where I dread doing the show because I'm tired, but since the interregnum, I have loved every show. But we all bought tickets to hell via super chats. No, come on. We're just, it's a Catholic hangout. That's what this show is. And it's like, I don't know. I just try. We wanted, you
Oops.
make everyone else seem so boring. You ruined the whole other podcast, but that is literally our goal. That is what we wanted to do. We want everyone to, when they hear our show, go, how the hell am I going back to listening to this guy speak into a mic by himself and lecture me?
Doing this show ruined like listening to Catholic content for me. It really did.
Not me. I still love. There's still a lot of guys I like.
Oh,
I really do.
I love like
I spend a lot of time in. So the thing is, every morning I drive into work and I'm driving in and I'm trying to use Siri to talk to Anthony Stein's Anthony Stein's chat. I love Anthony Stein's show. I watch it every morning on the way in. Joe McClane's show I check out every single day. I love both of those guys a lot. Those are the guys I check out every single day. The other guys, they got to be talking about something I want. You know what I mean? Like I'll check the other guys out if it's like a topic I want to hear. But those guys are, I just like Anthony Stein gives you the news, whatever the top story is for the day, and I check that out and I hang out in his chat. His chat likes that I'm hanging out with them. Same thing with Joe McClane. When Joe McClane's show is on, sometimes I'm just making fun of Joe the whole show, like telling him how much I would rather Jake, the producer, be the host, and I wish Joe would just get off screen. And that's most of my time spent in his chat.
How much do you think we'd have to pay Theo Howard to read stuff in Pigeon?
How hilarious would that be?
That would be funny, right?
The point is, we want everybody to come here and have fun. Like that's
we're now the Hawaiian word telecommunication network.
I get the feeling Rob has never what?
Oh, for sure. No.
Rob would rather listen to some like 4-hour lecture on how like if you load the clip in a certain way, it's more better.
It's not
it's
a
better
clip,
for
it's
the
a
gun.
magazine.
It's whatever. I don't know. I got a shotgun. What do I know? Like Rob is such a nerd.
Yeah, like Forgotten Weapons is one of my favorite. It's just Ian talking for hours about history of gun design.
But part of this is like the dynamic between it, because you are so reserved. Yes, 100%. I absolutely do. Like I like hanging with the boys, and it's not like
he's definitely calling you gay.
I know he is, but I don't care.
Okay.
Like I prefer to just chill with the boys. Like that's just. But I like that I like getting you to come out of your shell. I find it fun to get you to talk and say things you would never normally do. I think it's hilarious.
I'll kill you, Todd. I'll kill you.
Trained an AI in Anthony's voice. I want to see that. Bring that up.
I've trained an AI.
Good.
Of Anthony's voice to narrate Jane Austen novels to me. So soothing. Puts me tight to sleep every time.
All right. We're going to go over to locals. We owe our local supporters. If you guys think this side is fun, you have no idea what we do over on locals. So if you're not a local supporter, it's $5 but you guys are so cheap. If you're not a local supporter, seriously, stop it. Like get over there, pay the $5. We do it every episode.
All future Hawaiian Pigeon will be on locals only.
Yeah, that's it. So let's head over there. We're going to go over to the other side. Thank you all.
Let me put the link for everyone in the chat here.
Thank you. It's not near $100 a year. It's $40 or $45 a year.
It's $45 a year.
$45. You pay one time, you get it for a year. It's really a great deal, and you're supporting your favorite show. And we make all of the shows boring. And all your favorite guys out there watch our show. They just won't tell anybody publicly because they're embarrassed to say they involve themselves with riffraff like us. Wait, on locals, what? Anthony reads Fabio novels in Hawaii.
Them breasts.
Wait. Whoa. We got to address something. I heard, whoa, not that. Wait, I keep missing it. I heard Ghost of Aunt Jemima and Grover are engaged. Is that real? Or is that just like a meme for the show? Where's Grover tonight, by the way?
Oh, he was in here, but we weren't putting his stuff up on screen, so I think he left.
I think they're an item. That's what I'm hearing.
For real, or
I don't know if it's like a thing in the chat or if it's real, but like I want to see Grover. This little wise ass. Grover's a wise ass. Phil, Phil just like exudes negativity. I love him. It's like my second favorite person in the chat.
he's like me, except less fun.
He just exudes negativity. He hates everyone. He hates trads. He hates normies. He hates everybody. It's not normal. I like him.
It's not normal.
It's not normal. Nobody should hate everyone like this. It's not normal.
I don't know. I understand that for sure. I get
Rob
that.
Rob literally hates everybody.
Okay, are we ready? Actually,
All right, yeah, we're going to the other side. If you guys are not local supporters, you suck. Everybody that is a local supporter, we'll see you in 3 minutes. Take us out.
Were you just telling me today that if it was up to me, we would never have anyone on the show because I hate everyone? And
You
you just
do
go,
hate
if you're not a
everyone.
local supporter, you suck.
No, because they know they suck. Grover's here. Jemima is my icon. All right.
You're terrorists.
We're out. We're going to locals. If you're not a local supporter, you suck. We'll see you guys that are local supporters on the other side.